She was the youngest self-made female billionaire on Earth, worshipped as the next Steve Jobs on the cover of every magazine. Her company was going to change medicine forever with a single drop of blood. There was just one problem. None of it was real. The machine didn't work, the blood tests were fake, and the deep, commanding voice that mesmerized billionaires and senators may have been fake too. This is the story of Elizabeth Holmes, the $9 billion lie, and the mind that built it. Elizabeth Holmes had a dream and an almost frightening certainty that she would achieve it. At 19, she dropped out of Stanford to chase a single idea, a world where one tiny prick of the finger could run hundreds of medical tests instantly, cheaply, painlessly. No more needles, no more vials of blood. It was a beautiful vision. Investors fell in love with it, and they fell in love with her, the brilliant young woman who spoke about saving lives with the intensity of a prophet. She called the device Edison, a small black box that she claimed could perform a full range of blood tests from just a few drops. It would sit in every home, every pharmacy, and catch disease before it could kill. The promise was so powerful that Theranos, her company, soon partnered with a major pharmacy chain to put the machines in front of real patients. There was only one small detail standing in the way. The machine didn't actually work. And this is where it gets strange. Because Elizabeth Holmes didn't just sell a product, she built a character. She wore the same black turtleneck every day. A deliberate echo of Steve Jobs, she rarely blinked, holding people in an unnerving, unbroken stare. And then there was the voice, a deep, slow baritone that commanded any room she entered. Former colleagues would later claim that this voice wasn't natural at all, that her real voice was much higher, and that the famous baritone was a performance, a mask. The question is, where did the performance end and the real Elizabeth begin? The illusion worked beautifully. At its peak, Theranos was valued at $9 billion. Holmes was worth $4.5 billion on paper, the youngest self-made female billionaire in the world. Her board was a wall of legends, former secretaries of state, generals, senators. The most powerful people in America vouched for her, and almost none of them ever asked the one question that mattered. Does the machine actually work? Because behind the gleaming walls of Theranos, it didn't. The Edison device was wildly unreliable, so to hide it, the company did something staggering. They secretly ran most of their tests on ordinary commercial machines, the very competitors' technology they claimed to have made obsolete. And when the Edison was used, it produced results that were dangerously wrong. Real patients received false readings. Some were told they might be having a miscarriage. Others were given incorrect results on serious conditions. This was no longer a startup that overpromised. People's lives were being put at risk to protect a lie. It couldn't hold forever. From inside the company, young whistleblowers, horrified by what they were seeing, began to speak. A journalist started pulling at the threads. And slowly, then all at once, the $9 billion empire collapsed. The magazine covers turned into mugshots. The prophet became a defendant. Theranos dissolved, and Elizabeth Holmes found herself in a federal courtroom facing the people she had deceived. In 2022, a jury found her guilty of multiple counts of fraud. She was sentenced to more than 11 years in prison. The youngest self-made female billionaire in the world traded the black turtleneck for a prison uniform. The dream that was supposed to save millions of lives ended as one of the most infamous frauds in the history of Silicon Valley. But the question that haunts this case is the one we always ask. Did she know? Was Elizabeth Holmes a cold, calculating con artist? Or something far stranger, a true believer who deceived herself first? Psychologists point to a chilling possibility. The Silicon Valley mantra, fake it till you make it, can curdle into something dangerous in the right mind. A blend of grandiose narcissism and genuine self-deception, where the line between vision and lie quietly dissolves. The constructed voice, the Jobs costume, the unblinking stare, these weren't just tricks for investors. They may have been tools to convince herself. The most unsettling frauds aren't the ones who know they're lying. They're the ones who have made themselves believe, and Elizabeth Holmes may have believed her own impossible promise right up until the machine and the truth refused to cooperate. So was she a liar, a dreamer, or both at once? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you want more cases where the most dangerous weapon in the room is a single human mind, subscribe to Disorder in the Court. Court is a joke.